Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Robert Krimmer, professor at Tallinn University of Technology in Estonia. Today we will talk about public sector innovation, the different types of innovation in the sector, and how innovation begins to gain attention in urban transformation and smart, sustainable cities. In this video, we will introduce public sector innovation and its importance for urban transformation. After this lecture, you're expected to be able to define innovation and public sector innovation, to identify the different types and drivers of public sector innovation, to describe the policy trends associated to this concept, and to understand why public sector innovation is relevant to urban transformation in the 21st century. Let's begin with some important definitions. So what is innovation? As you may see, it is a new or improved product or process that differs from previous ones. It is important to note that it must be made available to the potential users. Furthermore, the definition of public sector innovation stems from private sector and does not change significantly, but mostly focuses on improving services, communication, methods, and processes in the public sector. A few more important things can be said about innovation. Firstly, innovation is not a goal in itself. It is not useful if there is no purpose behind it. Secondly, public sector innovation differs from private innovation because mainly the goals behind it are different, and the complex and unique environment presents structural and cultural challenges that contrast to those in the private sector. Public sector innovation can be very different from one government to the another. As follows, we will see some of the types of public sector innovation proposed by the Observatory of Public Sector Innovation, or short OPSI, at OECD. This figure shows how these types vary according to the uncertainty of the innovation and the way it is directed. The first phase is enhancement-oriented innovation, which seeks to see how a process or a service could be done differently and hopefully better. Secondly, you have mission-oriented innovation that starts with the ambition to achieve a goal, even though how it might be achieved is still unclear. Thirdly, there is adaptive innovation that, as its name states, is adapting to change, realizing that things that have happened do not fit with what is expected. Lastly, there is anticipatory innovation that is about how new emerging possibilities change government response or activity. It is about recognizing not only what works, but what is possible in an uncertain situation. All of these different phases of innovation bring forth different types of change, as is shown in the figure: transformative change, disruptive change, optimizing change, and sustaining change. There are many different drivers to public sector innovation. These can be divided into internal drivers and external ones. A very important stakeholder that plays a crucial role is government, as it provides the necessary infrastructure, frameworks, and regulations that facilitate innovation. Let's look at some of them, of the other drivers. The internal drivers relate to organizational strategy. Management must define what innovation means to the organization and clearly communicate it. Secondly, organizational climate. Workers must be recognized for their efforts towards innovation. Others are strategic leadership within the organization, entrepreneurship, and the organization's intangible resources. The external drivers are political, economic, social, technological, ecological, and legal factors surrounding the innovation government or public sector organization. Public sector innovation does not occur in a vacuum, and the external environment has a clear effect on innovation. So, public sector innovation is a broad concept and is applicable to many different approaches to improve provision of services and process provided by governments. Therefore, let's try to see some of the policy trends in this field. First of all, digital technologies. New information and communication technologies enable governments to meet demands for online services and reduce transaction costs. ICTs transform service delivery and allow user engagement in the planning phase and delivery of these services. Secondly, partnerships with citizens and civil society involving these stakeholders can lead to higher user satisfaction and may reduce costs. Thirdly, partnership with the private sector can offer innovative ways to improve efficiency in designing public services and reduce risks. Finally, solutions to improve access conditions focuses on bringing the service closer to the user, for example, one-stop shops. Now let's try to understand the importance of innovation for urban transformation. The rapid growth of urban population in the last decades has increased the need to find new ways to solve issues related to the shift of population, to make cities more efficient, sustainable, and improve the provision of services for citizens throughout. Big cities are facing increasingly complex challenges, and cities need to adapt quickly and make sure its inhabitants can enjoy public services. Therefore, innovative approaches are necessary. The shift has placed cities in the core of the development agenda. So urban areas must find new innovative ways to provide improved services to its citizens. Of course, different cities have different contexts, and these environments affect each organization differently. That is why the external drivers must be analyzed and taken into account. Innovative urban transformation projects range in scale and impact. Let's see how some of these trends in public sector innovation are present in urban transformation projects. Firstly, the use of digital technologies for smart mobility projects offering inclusive transport for citizens or offering online public services to reduce costs and increase efficiency. Another option is working alongside the citizens and users to co-produce and co-design the use of public spaces. Many times, what the government sees appropriate for a public space is not what the neighbors need or want. Thirdly, public-private partnerships with enterprises focused on infrastructure to improve, for example, road infrastructure and transportation options, such as rail development in the urban areas. Finally, solutions to improve access options to provide better service alternatives to the citizens, offering a one-stop shop in neighborhoods where citizens can access all the different government services in one place. The previously mentioned cases are only some of the examples of different policy options of public sector innovation for urban transformation. Can you think of an example in your city? Please share in the discussion forum. We would love to hear about other real-life examples. In conclusion, this lecture presented to you the definition of innovation and public sector innovation, the types and drivers to public sector innovation, the policy trends associated to the concept, and introduced why it is relevant to urban transformation in today's world. Here are some references used in this presentation that may be useful for further investigation.